click on new here, or when you click here, you go file and then click on new. So that's the same thing. So when you click on new, you're going to have these three options. Do you want a part? Do you want an assembly or drawing? So a part, a 3D representation of a single design component, so it's only one component. Assembly is parts, so there are two parts, two or more components. In the drawing, it's a 2D engineering drawing. We're going to talk about that in the next few tutorials, or first the next few weeks. But right now we're going to do the part. So click on part and then click OK. So when you click on that, now you're going to have a blank graphics area here. So what you do is you create a sketch first. So you click on sketch, and then when you click on sketch, you notice that there's a message here, which is a yellow box here. Select a plane on which to create a sketch for the entity. So you can choose front, top, or right plane. So I'm going to choose my top plane. So click on top, and then I can create my object. So we are still in the sketch mode, and it's obvious because we're the tab here shows up as sketch. Now these are the tools that we can use for sketching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rectangle, which is this one. And if you have, there are more options here for rectangle. These are different ways to draw a rectangle, but I'm going to use this first one here, which is corner rectangle. So I click on that, and then I'm going to have, if you see, there's like a pointer, which is a pencil. So I'm in sketch mode. So I click and then drag, click, drag, and then once I release, you're going to see like a check mark here. Solidworks is just asking us, are you done with your drawing, or are you done with your rectangle? So you click on check here, and then don't forget to exit the sketch. Okay, we're going to exit the sketch because we're going to do a feature. I'll talk about feature later. So we click on exit sketch, and then we're still in the top view here. So we go to features, and then in features there's extrude. We can extrude that rectangle, revolve. Well, we're not going to talk about these other features. We're just going to do extrude for now. So you click on extrude, and you notice when you click on extrude, you're going to have a 3D object now. And then the default was 10 millimeters in the depth. There are two ways to increase the depth. You can use the this arrow here, up and down. You can also type it in. So let's say I'm going to go 20 millimeters. And actually there's a third one, which you can click on the arrow here, and then you can just move it manually. So those are the ways how to extrude with a certain depth. Now if you're done with your extrude, you click on X. If you're not, just cancel it. So I'm going to click check here to say it's okay. So click check, and there you go. Now in looking at the object, it's also useful if you know how to navigate or to look into the object, right? So in your middle mouse button, or the scroll button, that is zooming in and zooming out. Okay, so for example, you want to zoom into this area here, so you position your cursor here, and then you scroll up and down to zoom in and zoom out. Now if I want to orbit, I hold down my middle scroll button, and then I can orbit. So orbit is not, you're not rotating the object, you're just moving your view. So that's different from rotate. Okay. Zoom in and then zoom out. Now there are icons here, and if you want to see the top view, there is view orientation here. So for example, this is the top view. If you're not really sure about the icons, just mouse over it, and you're going to have like a tool tip or a tip that says what the icon is. Okay, so right front view. Okay, let's go top view here, and then you're gonna have a top view. This one is just a shadow, so just ignore that. So okay, again, it's this one here. That's your right side. And if you want to go isometric, this is the isometric or the 3D view. There are also like a shortcut key, like for example, this one is Control 7. I'm not going to use the shortcut key, I'm just going to use the icons, and there you go. Now, let's say I want to make this part a little bit complicated, so I'm going to create a cylinder here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Sketch because I'm drawing the circle first. So when you click on Sketch, and then you're going to choose another tool here, another drawing tool as a circle. When you click on circle, now it says here, there's a yellow box that says select a plane. So where do you want to put the circle? So I'm just going to click on this plane here, and then I can create my circle. So when you create a circle, you can, again, you can control the radius by using the arrow keys here. Okay, or you can type it in here. Let's just say 10 radius or 15. Let's make this 15 here. Hit enter. Okay, so now when you're okay with that position, or just click on check here. So make it a habit, check, and then exit sketch. So when I click on exit sketch, now I can use my feature and I can extrude this one going up. So I click on feature, and I'm going to extrude that. So I click on extrude, and it gives me a preview of my extrude. Now it's again, you can type in here the depth. I click on check, and now you have a little bit complicated part. Now if I'm designing this as a toy, the edges here is too sharp, so I can make that actually a radius corner. So I can make that as a smoother object. So that you call the smoothing of the edges is fillet. So I'm already in my feature. I click on fillet, and then in here it gives me the radius of the fillet. So 10 millimeter is too wide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change that, because if I choose this one here, you would notice that it's a little bit too smooth. Okay, the radius. Let's decrease the radius. You can change it here. Change it to 5. Enter. And you notice here there are 3 edges that I chose. If let's say if I want to add this edge, you can do it that way too. And then when you're happy with that, you just click on check, and there you go. Okay, let's do that again over here. So I'm going to go to fillet, and if you're not in full preview, click on full preview so that you could see how it looks like. So when I click on fillet, Solidworks is asking us what edges do we want to make it smooth. So I'm going to choose this, and this one, and say I'm going to change this to 10. There, that's your preview, and I'll just click on check, and there you go. Another tool, another feature is the extruded cut. So what it does, if you make a circle here and you want to put a hole here and goes through here, so that's what you call the extruded cut. So I'm going to go to my sketch. Okay, so I'm in my sketch now. I'm ready to create another circle. So I click on sketch and then click on the circle, And then SolidWorks is asking us for a plane. So where would I put the circle? So I'm going to choose this one here, and I'm going to create a circle. So once I have the circle, I'm going to click on check because I'm happy where the location is, and then make sure to exit your sketch. So when you exit your sketch, now you can click on features, and you can click on extruded cut. So when you click on extruded cut, it says here that the default is 21. Again, you can type it in here, type in the values here, or you can use these arrows here. Or you can click on the arrow. Let's say I'm going to do it this way. I'm not going to make it the whole 3D object. So I'm going to click on check, and now I'm going to look into my object. So that's extrude and cut. Now let's say I'm going to create another circle here, but the hole goes through the object. So I click on sketch, click on circle, and again they ask me for a plane. I choose this one. I click on a circle. I'm gonna create a circle there. I'm happy with that. Click on check. I'm gonna exit my sketch because I'm going to do a feature. So click on feature, and now I'm going to extruded cut. It gives me that 14 millimeter one. But here, the direction number 1, it says here blind. What you can do, you can click on through all, means to say through the object, and click on check. And let's see the object now. Yeah, so you got a hole there. So these are just the basic commands or features in SolidWorks, but there are lots of SolidWorks is really powerful in this field. But this is the basic, and play around with it. Play around with the features. If you're not sure about the features or the commands here, just play around with it. You make mistakes, correct your mistakes. Experience is still the best teacher, and don't be afraid.